So we make a decision this morning. Are we going through the same things that other churches are going through? We can say yes to that, or we can say no to that. We can say we're exempt from that, or we can say, yes, we're going through that. I believe if we was to put all the churches together, and if we was to be real with one another, we too are going through the same problems that other churches are going through. And it is our decision how we want to come out of the situation. In whose hands that we want to put it in. If we want to handle it ourselves, or do we want to give it to God? That's a decision that you and I must have to make. Decisions. Sometimes you'd rather somebody else make the decisions. Because sometimes decisions not only affect your life, but it affects others' lives. I don't guess you heard me when I said that. I said not only does your decisions affect your life, but it also affects other people's lives. Every day there is a number of decisions that are made. Can you believe that? I mean many, 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 many decisions. From the least thing that, what are we going to wear when we get up in the morning? What are we going to iron, or what are we going to put on? What are we going to have for breakfast? Or are we going to have breakfast? You said, why are you getting on this? Because these are things that we do every day. And it is our decision to change the order of the decisions that we make. You say, what are you talking about? What is the order of our decisions? I believe that every one of us has grown up or has got a certain way that we do things every morning. How many are like me? The first thing you do is when you get out of the bedroom, you look right to the man who's looking back at you in the mirror. For all you raise your hand, God bless you. The rest of you, I'll pray for you. Because I know that you never look at the guy who's looking back or the woman who's looking back, which is a mirror. Before you brush your teeth, you look at him and say, do you deserve this? What flavor do you want? Or either you pick them up out of a box, shake them off, and put them on. Let's be real with one another this morning. God doesn't play. We don't need to be playing with God. We need to be real in what we're saying and the decisions that we make. We even know what we're going to eat sometimes, because it's put sometimes in a crock pot. And it's cooked all day long, and when we get home at night, sometimes we get to gnaw on it or get to eat it. Come on, now somebody got to help me this morning. Decisions that we're making in our lives. You say, Brother Mitch, this is no shouting message. We need to learn how to decide to do things first for Christ Jesus before we learn how to shout. Because what we want a decision, if we will pay closer attention to the decisions that we're making, it's mostly based around us. Not nobody else, not God, but it's around us. What do we want? What do we want for the day? What do we want to do for the day? Not what somebody else wants, or most important, what does God want? What is that decision that we need to make? There's a lot of decisions that we make in this life. Very, very critical decisions. Some of those is even where we live, or where we want to live, or who we may marry, or who we shouldn't have married. Come on, let's be real. You said, Brother Mitch, you're just slow and unusual this morning. I'm always unusual, maybe not slow, but unusual. We need to know who we are this morning. We're human beings, but we're still in the flesh this morning. We have to battle. The spirit and the flesh warreth against each other. It's an everyday thing. Don't think it's not. Don't think that one day you're going to wake up and there ain't no flesh going to be with you. If you go look in the mirror and you don't see yourself, then you worry about that. But until then, you're going to have to war with the flesh. I don't care how holy you are, how saved you are this morning, you're going to have to battle with the flesh. You know, a lot of decisions that we make in our life not only affects us or somebody else, it also affects history in our lives. Can God change this? Yes, He can. But it also affects what's going to take place tomorrow or the next day. It's decisions. I'm going to say something, and you say it's not worthy in the pulpit, but I want to give you a good example. You eat lima beans and collard greens,